As it is, they are approaching through the stagnant puddles. The birds are walking towards this strange object in the marsh that they noticed a long time ago, that does not move, that they are inquisitive about, and that does not threaten them. They pause a short distance away. They were born shy, heads higher than ever. This is the spot. They will not come closer, but they are really very close. I can see right into their eyes. Then one stops, whispering wishes. They might notice. Just concentrate on the nearest one, the one that really did come out of its own accord. A feeling comes over me now that there are nothing but eyes over the marsh. A thought creeps in how extraordinary this must look, a pair of eyes sticking up out of the moss like two stalks, and nothing more. Nothing is moving at this spot now. All movement is over there. Here it has petrified. How far from me are they? 5 or 6 paces? Right beside me. I certainly shan't beg them to come closer now. The proud head is lifted high on guard. A beam of light strikes straight out of the eye that is turned towards me. Straight towards me without blinking, and thus we are petrified. Do I know what is coming from that wide open eye? No. It could be anything at all. It could very well be fear. No, it is not fear. The bird may have been shy, but it has overcome that now. One can probably read surprise in it, surprise at anything strange. Is there any kind of understanding? No. Desperately I latch on to the remote possibility that some kind of understanding is radiating from the bird after all. We understood each other completely during the dance. Nonsense. But I so desperately want it to be understanding. A proud alien bird. Does anyone know of all that may reside in it? I look it straight in the eye. I look at its tall elegance. It looks at my stalk eyes in the moss. At last the bird does something. It turns and looks at me from a slightly different direction. The enormous wings are at rest alongside its body. One thinks of its wingspan as a resting wind, always ready. It is the eye that rivets me. I am sure it is asking me certain questions, but mine are probably asking more. My smarting eyes are sticking out of the moss on stalks, but I have seen the dance of the cranes. I say to the searching, slightly arrogant eye, what did I not see there? I ask uselessly. The eye is so clear and utterly superior. No one saw how it was during the dance. The crane does not stir. Now the other approaches, stepping high, and pauses behind the first, both of them equally close to the creature in the moss and the winged cheetah. They are equally tall. Each turns one eye towards me, full of light. But they have no explanation to give me. That was something I invented in my perplexity. They do not help me. They are big and secure and shy. Yet the disquieting dance is within them, ready to be unleashed. The dance that still continues over there on the marsh. The dance that it was so easy to share. Their eyes are tranquil lights resting on me without any message. Come closer, I beg them once more from somewhere deep within me. I am lying in the wet marsh. My heart is pounding against the raw tussocks. It is good and painful, both at the same time. They still seem to think they are close enough, standing in their wonderment or whatever it might be. I do not move a muscle, do not lift my face, am nothing but protruding eyes. They are not afraid, but they are careful to have their wings open ready, just in case. I can't help wondering if they have a line of communication open to me. I can only hope that it is so, an open channel where we can search for the mystery we share while we walk in the marshes and on the earth. The light in the eye is without expression, I now decide. But then I start, for they suddenly take a few paces towards me and have come so close that I could seize the long, sinewy leg of the bird if I stretched out my arm. I do not attempt it. There was a hint of unfriendliness in their movements. Again, I cannot help thinking that they could easily put an end to me on the spot if they wished. If they were to begin, the entire savage flock would storm in this direction. If these two were to shriek a warning to the others, it would be over in a moment. They must not come closer, for then they would trample on me. They do not. I am lying stock still as if lifeless, but I have seen something, seen them in their naked dance, and I manage to stare at them fixedly, trying to keep looking into their eyes. If I were to look down, they would perhaps attack, since the change from wonderment to hostility occurred so quickly. They must not come closer, nor must they give warning. Their shriek is horrible and can start a chain reaction in the others. And yet I want them here, even though my body is tortured and freezing. I say behind my closed mouth, please, don't go for a long time. I must see it all. Don't go. Do something that will frighten me if you like, but don't go. As if in answer to this, the second bird makes a leap into the air, is airborne and fans its wings wide, huge, buoyant. All is air and movement and freedom. It has been wheeling above rushing rows of countries. It is probably only doing this because it is tired of standing still. It will not take off for good. And it settles at once and becomes as still as before. The first one stands, watching me, in the same position. It is becoming a struggle to have that unmoving eye on me, feeling as if I have to answer it the whole time. Soon I shan't know what to do. The marsh has a painful grip on me. I am soaking wet and feel heavy as stone. The thoughts that awoke during our dance about knots that would unravel and be illuminated can no longer be sustained. The huge pair of wings that gave their display, they raised my spirits a little, but not enough, not even enough to get my chin up out of the moss. What are they going to do now? Having shown me what wings and air are, they stand in silent inspection. I can hold out no longer. I must do something, no matter what. And yet I am still wishing, stay, as I know that this must come to an end. What am I thinking of? Haven't I been able to share in far more than I could have ever imagined? But I can see that we are no longer speaking to each other in any way. They are merely inspecting me with their round bird eyes. Mine are beginning to swim. I cannot hold out. Something must be done at once. There is a long crane's foot within an arm's length. They must have edged even closer. And I shot up out of the moss, becoming more than two eyes. Throw out an arm and seize the hard, tall stalk of a leg. And at last I shriek my own shriek at this unyielding enigma. The shriek must have been lying in my throat all the time. It came of itself. The effect follows like lightning. The bird starts on being seized by the leg, and shrieks a reply to my shriek before it has died away. A horrible sound. Like lightning it strikes at me with its giant beak, slashing a strip of fire down my face in its haste. I lie prone, expecting to be slashed again. The bird does not do it. It makes its departing leap, easily jerking itself away from my half-hearted grip, becomes airborne, fans out all of that sweeping freedom and sails in low flight down to the dancers. Its companion leaps and takes off just as quickly. The dancing cranes stop instantly on hearing the shriek. All of them take to the air. The sky is dark, seething of crane wings. Soon the whole flock is high in the sky, heading towards another familiar place, another marsh, until their own has been cleansed. For a while we were moving towards each other in some strange channel. The blood from the gash in my face trickles down onto my jacket. The blood in my veins prickles and tingles like ants in my numbed body. Unsteadily I lean over a puddle to wash. Elsewhere a particle of shame is smarting because of my behavior towards those shy creatures.